Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gate.
Let's love. New mantra. If you do not agree with what I'm saying, shut up.
Yeah, you can't adopt
Straight out of money bags.
Ooh. Ooh.
New pillow design. If you do not agree with what I'm saying, shut up.
That is a new pillow. My mantra on this was, today is a big deal because today, for the first time in my life, I'm going to beat my meat.
Did you
Choke
see
the chicken?
That was what on my Discovery Plus. That was the description of the episode. It was a snake in the grass. She's a snake in the grass. In description, Michael masturbates for the first time.
Yo!
It was like Kalani and Asuelu have Christmas.
Angela buys new clothes.
Angela gets a new wardrobe. Michael masturbates for the first time.
Jovi goes to a strip
we?
club.
Yeah, Jovi and Yara have problems.
Michael gives himself a wristy.
Andre and Libby discuss their family issues.
Shirtless.
I need to say though, the descriptions of 90-day that we put on there, they're so innocuous. They're so normal, but I've never seen Michael masturbates for the first time.
Well, it's going to be on our podcast because I only put them on our podcast because for SEO, for search engine people, it bumps up so people can find the show.
No, I'm sure you do it just to show what's different. But I'm saying they're ridiculous descriptions.
They are. Y'all, this is Reality Gaze.
This is Reality Gaze.
Welcome to the show. This is Matt. My name's Matt Marr, a.k.a. Maddie. And with me is my squirrel friend, Miss Jake Anthony, or Poods.
You're nasty.
Miss Poodle Boudreaux.
I'm just sitting here in my apartment, and you look like you're about to tell a bunch of 8-year-olds a story.
Yeah, y'all, if you're watching the Intimate Portrait, which welcome, I am in...
like in an armchair that's like faux bad modern style.
Yeah, I'm in a Hilton in Houston with my daddy, and not my daddy, but with my dad.
Ooh.
And I'm trying to set up good lighting. It does look like I'm like a porn casting director via Zoom.
Or you're like a criminal informant, and the only place you can stay safe is a hotel.
Yeah, and I've got this mug that I like to bring my dad's mugs when we travel because it just feels more homey. And it says "Best Dad Ever," and I'm drinking my iced tea out of it.
But don't they have mugs? Why do you have to take more things?
They have paper cups, and it's hard for him to hold, and he sometimes drops them.
They don't have mugs?
No, they just have paper coffee cups here at the Hilton.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about like the Airbnb.
No.
That does make sense, though.
Anyway, y'all, this was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
It was. This is the penultimate episode before next week is, I believe, you guys, because they don't tell us anything.
They don't.
Next week, we think almost certainly is the season finale, episode 15.
We think. We're not positive.
And then we're going to have,
again,
we think, 2 tell-alls.
Poodle hasn't been able to fuck his way into Matt Sharp Productions yet.
We do have a little bit of an inside source who we cannot reveal who told us that.
Y'all, It's a homeless person at Bristol Myers who
Bristol Farms.
what did I say?
Bristol Myers. Bristol Myers Squid. I think they make drugs.
I think we sued them at my law office job. That's why I said it.
Bristol Farms.
Boy, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all. So this was a good episode. Speaking of pharmaceuticals, y'all, it's time for your home health minute.
Oh no!
Because today,
this was not sanctioned.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to tell this home health minute because, first of all, we pushed a Patreon episode this week, and everybody knows about that. So thank you to the patrons. Or
thank
if you're
you
super
for
sissy,
understanding, you guys. It's the first time we've ever pushed that.
I just had too much going on. So actually, this is going out we're putting this out for everybody.
Yes,
for everybody on the Patreon.
Oh, you're gonna those of you who may not be able to see what my new apartment looks like, and then you have to see some kind of like reject Pee-wee's Playhouse on your end.
Well, I'm just seeing the cords behind your TV that haven't been gathered. That's all I'm seeing. So
suck on it.
Anyway, y'all. So it was just too much this week, to be honest. With Fuckboy Island, Love Is Blind, we just
Sexy
have too
Beasts.
Much. It was just too much.
Fuck Sexy Beasts.
So we're trying to adapt as much as we can to things.
And basically we were trying to have some time off, and you basically, not to go in too much, you basically got fucked by all the doctors and spent 2 days just sitting in a hospital.
I really got fucked by one doctor, and that's the doctor. So
y'all, I want to get fucked by a doctor.
I've tried to get you to. So basically, just so everybody knows real quickly, I mentioned before, my dad's cancer is not curable. It's one of those cancers that you kind of want to beat it down into submission, and then we just kind of kick the can, and we kick the can, and it could be 2 years or 5 years or 10 years.
Sounds super convenient.
We just kind of play it down the road
to use as an excuse.
But that's
super convenient. Incurable cancer.
So we did get good news that it looks like we've kicked the can so far. We'll come back in another 3 months, and then we'll start his maintenance therapy. So again, thank you, Sissy Abby, for all of your help.
Thank you, Sissy.
So things are going well on that end. But one of the things is my dad can't really walk because he has a lot of back pain. So we got to get like a kyphoplasty, this thing where they put like outpatient, they put cement in your back.
Yep.
But he's got to get an MRI. This is my home health minute.
I'm saying no one cares what a kyphoplasty is. You just need to say.
If y'all don't want to listen to this, fast forward to 10 minutes because this is a long one.
I'm just saying we don't need procedure names.
I think people like the details. Anyway, so he needs an MRI for this. So this doctor yesterday, y'all, I'm telling this story because I want to remind people, doctors are wonderful. They're not God.
Some of them.
They're not God. And the doctors at MD Anderson have been incredible. This one doctor was a new doctor, though, and we saw him, and I told him, hey, if my dad's going to get an MRI, y'all, my dad, he freaks out because he was playing as a little kid in a pipe with my Uncle Jerry. And then his brother Leonard put the top on the pipe, and he was stuck in the pipe for like 5 hours in the dark and was screaming and scared to death when he was like 8 years old. And to this day, he's claustrophobic. Even as a plumber, he would never climb under a house. He can't do it.
That's an interesting job for someone to choose who has to crawl into things.
It's solely the reason why my dad always did new construction. He never did repair work because he never wanted to crawl under a house to do plumbing.
Okay.
So anyway.
So this is post-childhood trauma.
And he is very claustrophobic. Like, I say this every time to people. They're like, well, we'll just give him, we'll just tell him to do some breathing exercises. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You have to basically knock his ass out or he's not going to be able to do this. And every time he ends up there going in there and going, God damn it, you motherfuckers, get me the fuck out of here. And he's screaming at people and it's a big ordeal. And they are like, wow, he's really claustrophobic. And I'm like, yes, I fucking told you this. Well, so I tell this doctor yesterday, I'm like, great, we can do an MRI, but we're going to have to give him medicine because I've only been his goddamn caretaker for a year and I'm the one wiping his ass every day. And you've seen him today for the first time for 10 minutes and you think you know more than me, motherfucker. So anyway, we leave the office at 9 a.m. It's like 2:00. He's forgotten to schedule the MRI. So we were supposed to go home yesterday. He finally scheduled it for today in the afternoon, which fucked us.
Yeah, pretty much fucked us. Yeah.
Fucked us. So we go to the MRI today, and they say, check in, and they say, I said, well, I think he needs to be knocked out. Well, he's going to need a COVID test for that. What? Ugh. So we went to go do the COVID test. Well, the COVID test at MD Anderson has moved from the other place. It's at a different place. So we go to do the COVID test, and they said, well, you need a doctor's request to do a COVID test. So I had to call the doctor, who never responded. So I got the receptionist to page the doctor to get a COVID test. We got the COVID test. Then we go back, and they say, so we go back, and they check us in, and we go to the back, and we got checked in by a receptionist. But the nurse, because nurses know what the fuck's going on, the nurse said, oh, we don't have medication at this location for MRIs. We can't give him medication here. And I went, what? She's like, no. She's like, and I'm looking, the doctor hasn't prescribed any medication for him. I went, what?
Oh, no.
I said, I specifically asked. She's like, no. God bless this nurse. Her name was Sunji. I love Sunji at MD Anderson. Sunji, she had that just like sweet, like maternal, kind of like the Indian matchmaking woman, this maternal type of lilting voice. And she's like, I'm not going to do an Indian accent because I don't know how to do it. But she's basically
you shouldn't. I agree.
But in her sweet, like kind voice, she's like, I will help you. And so she calls my dad's doctor to pay minute because my dad needs like a double dose of Valium to get this, to sit in this, and that's what they need to give him. The pain management doctor says he's not going to prescribe that to my dad. He doesn't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay.
And the nurse said, but his son says, no, he can, I'm not going to he'll just have to do the MRI. I then messaged, y'all, this is what pays nurses. I messaged the nurse, who's my dad's oncologist, who is wonderful. She messaged me back and she said, that's bullshit. She calls his oncologist doctor, and in 5 minutes, the oncologist ordered the medicine for my father.
Oh, you went around him. You pulled a mother poodle.
I did. And
that's mother poodling in the highest degree.
But meanwhile, y'all, I'm livid. I'm beyond livid.
You're livid.
I'm livid. And so I'm like, okay, great. So then, and Sunji says, okay, great, we can do this. And then she says, oh, but his type of MRI with the medication we can't do here. You're going to have to go to the main building to the 3rd floor to do the MRI there. She's like, she was very polite. She said, I'm so sorry, but we can't do it here. She's like, you don't have to change him out of his scrubs. Leave him in that. Don't change. Just go. So we go. I pull up in my dad rolls out in the wheelchair. They roll him out. He gets up out of the wheelchair to get into his truck. His scrubs are so loose. His pants just drop, and he shows everybody his penis and his ass in the middle of the parking lot of MD Anderson. So he said, I laugh, but he's embarrassed. We fill us up. We get him in the truck. We go over to the main building. I check in. They're like, does he have the medication? And I went, yes, I've just got to go pick it up at the pharmacy, which is just like on the 2nd floor. This is on the 3rd floor. I go down to the normal way to the pharmacy. They're doing construction on that end. I have to go up to the 4th floor to go down to the 2nd floor. That's a shit show. I get to the pharmacy. The pharmacist says, I'm sorry, our machines went down like an hour ago. So we're about an hour and a half to 2 hours behind on medications.
Wow.
And I said, so I said, look, the doctor completely fucked my dad over and he forgot to do this. And we're about to have a procedure in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, let me expedite this. He expedites it. It still takes an hour to get the medication. He said, we'll send you a text when you get it. Cause I always get an alert. I always get an alert on my phone. Well, we're sitting over there with my dad and I'm waiting. The nurse says, they should have texted you by now. And she calls the pharmacy. The medicine's been sitting there for 20 minutes. They just never texted me. So I go get the medicine. I bring it back. I give my dad the Valium. And the whole time I'm like texting my family. I'm like, pray to Jesus. we've got to do this because y'all, he has to get this.
Right.
He needs to get this back surgery because I'm leaving, y'all. I'm starting to go back to LA and my dad can still barely walk. And I'm nervous and feeling guilty about that, but it's what it is. And I've got to do that. And he won't let me pay for him to have care. So it's been a thing for us. So we get the MRI. I was talking to you, texting. He comes out. He did great. The volume worked great. He said it was a really bigger machine there at MD Anderson, so it was very helpful. So we go. My dad sees a Libby's on the way home. He's like, let's stop at Libby's. I'm like, Dad, we probably shouldn't be inside. Man, I just want a meal that's not in a goddamn box. I'm like, great, let's get COVID. So we go into Libby's. We sit and eat. We have dinner, and I'm stressed out the whole time. But I don't want people to sit by us, but we eat. We come back. We get into the hotel room. Well, we go to park. The valet's not here. I finally just parked the car myself because the valet guy's nowhere to be. I literally take my car keys from that was a whole ordeal and another story. We get in the hotel room today. I'm like exhausted. I just need an iced tea. My head hurts. My back hurts from pushing him around in the wheelchair every day. And I said, well, Dad, we got it done. I'm glad. He's like, me too. And then he kind of pauses and he looks up and he smiles at me. He says, I have fun today with you, son. This was fun. And then I went in the bathroom and cried. Y'all, this has been your home health minute.
Well, y'all, that's the show. That's the show. It's good to have you at Reality Gaze. We don't have any more time. I had fun with you today.
He's like, I had fun with you today.
I might have slapped him. Oh my God.
Y'all, I'm better now. I had some Oreo cookies and some iced tea. This is where we are. Anyway, I promise I won't tell any Oklahoma stories for the rest of this episode because that's so long.
You have ruined that. You've hit your allotment. Definitely.
Anyway,
I wish I could turn your mic off when it gets to that. If you mention Stillwater or Enid or
Ponca City,
a Tonka,
a Toka, not a Tonka. Tonka's
I'm sure there's an Atonka.
There probably is. Anyway, right. Y'all, sorry for that.
Hopefully you skipped over that almost 20 minutes. So let's talk about the episode. Do we have any announcements? We should talk about F-Boy Island. If you're on our regular feed right now, you're seeing F-Boy Island. You're going, what the fuck is an F-Boy Island? It is simply a new reality show from HBO Max where people are, where three lovely women are trying to find love. But there are 12 F-boys and 12 nice guys, and they have to decide which one is which. And it's hosted by Nikki Glaser, and it is fun, you guys.
It's very fun. That's a great way. It's very fun. We like it. Total transparency. They paid for advertising on our podcast, which you probably have heard, but we wanted to do it before that. So anyway, we are enjoying it. I think, F-Boy Island, y'all, we're going to put Love is Blind when we can get to it. So that'll be coming out. And for our patrons, we're going to do By Curious. Stay tuned for that. We might. It'll
probably go into next week, but that is going to be My Unorthodox Life.
Yes. And
the story of Julia Hart, former member of an ultra-Orthodox group. And now she's the CEO of a modeling agency. It's a very impressive story.
So we're going to do that episode, and then we're still going to do another episode
and another By Curious
in August. We'll just do two in August.
You'll be getting a poll result or poll options for
sorry, y'all.
August.
We've gotten raw dogs. So anyway, I think that's it. Boy Poodle, can you just get on with the show? Can we start talking about this episode?
Michael. Y'all, he is at the sperm clinic, and he says, for the first time in my life, I'm going to masturbate.
The sperm clinic to nowhere, y'all, because that's where this is going. Nowhere.
Y'all, those sperm might as well be poured down the toilet.
Yeah, it's where a lot of mine are.
I know.
So y'all, he calls Angela, and Angela is like,
a lot of good mind are doing.
yeah. Angela's just sitting there. Hey, Michael, y'all. She's not really excited to do this at all.
Yeah.
But she's
I'm
like,
just glad she's not being super verbally abusive this time. She is
yeah.
laughing at him, but I guess we take what we can get.
I mean, some people might think that her laughing at him is making fun of him. Possibly. I saw it as a little more as her
Laughing about the
lighten
ridiculousness of the situation.
And yeah, I mean, whatever.
And she's also a little embarrassed by it.
I think that's why she's like, because she's embarrassed by that she can't give him a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So anyway, y'all, she's like, well, Michael better be on the phone with me because he better not be looking at porno.
I got to see the room. I got to see the room to make sure there are no women in there.
I got to make sure. So, and she says, which is really kind of gross, but she's like, if masturbating in a cup makes him happy for now, then he can do it. And I'm like, wow, you really just played him with this kid thing.
Yep.
She even says later, I mean, just kind of jumping, but she even says when she's talking to Skylar, she's like, I've done everything I can do to give him a kid. And I went, you've done nothing. Well, not nothing. She went to a fertility clinic. In Nigeria, but that's it. She hasn't done anything.
Well, she did, not to defend Angela, she did ask Skyla to give her
She did.
her egg.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just feel
well,
so
the
long ago.
thing is, it feels very long ago. Since they have been married, since they got married,
yes, it's
she
like
has
got
not.
The ring.
Well, this was, and that's the thing. Kind of promising the baby was the idea, but as soon as they got married, Angela was like, "Oh, okay. Since he's not pushing for it all the time, I guess we've forgotten about the baby. Good thing, because I don't really want to do it anyway. I've had kids." So it is, and not saying that it's Michael's fault, but Michael has been bullied by Angela his whole relationship. And so he is probably trying to take what he can get when they're getting along, and talking about kids is obviously not a subject where they're going to get along.
No, not at all. And so Michael's talking to the doctor, and Angela's like, did you let her know we are in separate countries? Did you let her know, Michael?
She's like, oh, that is very difficult.
She's like, yes. And so, but y'all, his sperm can live frozen for 15 years. I don't think I want kids, but this made me think, do I want to freeze my sperm just to have it in case I want it?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I'm like, I don't know. I have a feeling if I want a baby, I'll something's wrong with me. So you just need to
you have cholera.
You need
malaria.
You need to have me evaluated if I start talking about wanting to have a baby.
You've got meningitis of the brain or something. Yeah,
something like my brain is a sponge or something. If I'm talking about having a baby.
Probably.
I think she did say it was interesting, and she's like, and the doctor says, how long since you last ejaculated? And he's like, maybe a year or so. And she went, a year.
But sometimes I get the wet dreams.
And Angela's like, yeah, can you believe it?
Can you believe it? He should have been behaving all the time. Not normal. Which he's not, y'all. The reason you have wet dreams is because your dick gets backed up. And y'all, you know what I've learned? I was just telling my dad about this, y'all, because of course, mind you, I forgot to mention that.
This is no more home health about your dad's penis.
We've been staying at an Airbnb this whole time, which I have to get an Airbnb because we have to get a washer and dryer in case he shits in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Because that doctor fucked us over with MRI and didn't call it in yesterday. Y'all, we had to stay in a hotel. And of course, last night, my father has diarrhea the whole night, and we ran out of diapers. And so I had to get the diapers on Instacart. And y'all, when I did the show last night, what did I tell you? I said, it smells like shit in here because we're in this big hotel room. So anyway, the whole point, I said to my dad, I said, when you think about the human body, it really is just kind of plumbing. It's all plumbing. It's kind of the same. You got to beat your meat because it gets backed up and then it's going to start leaking. It's just got to get out.
That's true. I'm glad you were able to relate to him on his meet him where he was.
Your gut, your heart, it's all just fluid going around. Fluid needs to go in and needs to go out. I think I could be a doctor.
Blood doesn't need to go out, though.
Well, it goes places. It goes in your heart and out, kind of like the septic system.
I think the bloodstream should not be considered plumbing.
I'm just saying. Come at me, cardiologist.
Now your digestive system, yes. I think that is accurate.
For sure.
Maybe not your bloodstream. That may be a little thing more complicated. So they are sitting there, and Angela's on the phone, and they shut the door, and she's like, Michael, remember we did that chocolate? Here, y'all, this was disturbing.
It was.
I got a little sick.
We didn't plan on this, but I think it has to happen too. Yes, y'all. We weren't planning on it, but I feel like it's appropriate for us to do our first ever. We've done an insemination theater. We've done a colonic theater, but this is our first reality
masturbation theater.
Masturbation theater.
That really goes masturbation theater.
It's symbols. Ooh, this iced tea kicked in.
I don't know who.
Do you want to play Angela or Michael? I have no preference.
I think I'll play Michael because you've already thought about this, and I'm going to be pretty horrified by what you come up with.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say the things that she was saying without getting sick to my stomach. That's also why I'm doing it for selfish reasons. I also am grossed out by anything having to do with food and sex. I don't want honey, anything. No.
All right.
What's in the kitchen is in the kitchen.
Okay. And you know what? Sissy said this to us, and it's so true. We've been saying the wrong thing. So instead of beginning this, I'm going to say, and action.
Yeah, I read that and went, oh.
Because we always say scene, and that's how you're supposed to end. She's like, you should start action. I went, she right.
Thanks, bitch, for ruining that for us.
Okay, I'll be playing Angela. Poodle play Michael, and action. Michael, are there any girls in here?
No, I told you there are no.
Why you got a black light?
There are no women.
Black light means horse.
No. This is a very reputable place.
All right.
I'm sure. I'm going to start rubbing my hand on my penis shaft. Ooh,
Michael,
feels good.
Take that chocolate snake out. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. You like my new boobies, Michael?
Ooh, I like it. I like it, darling.
Them?
Yes.
Like them?
Show me your boobies.
My nipples are like a saucer. You could land that dick on them.
Almost.
Ooh, Michael,
yes.
Remember that chocolate we had?
Yes, I loved that.
That hot fudge sauce, I got it down at Brahms, the one that said salted chocolate, and I brought it all the way, and then I just put it on my titties, and I just rubbed it on there. It looks like hot fudge sundae, and you put your banana in it.
And I did. I want to. I want to put my banana in you. Right? I want to put my banana in you.
Hold on. Right? Let me turn on your favorite porn music. What's happening, Michael? There you go. That's it. I know that's what you like.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Imagine me. I'm doing it. Strawberries.
I'm done.
Boy, I need a cigarette now. And scene.
It took 2 minutes, y'all.
Y'all, when the editors of 90 Day Fiancé put afterwards 2 minutes later, I went, chef's kiss. Well,
I gotta give the editing team, just in general for this show, major props. This is not alcohol, but
and
really.
By the way, who knew? If you didn't know, tell me it doesn't make sense that Angela likes to fuck to Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh yeah. I bang to them.
Wait, isn't that your mom's favorite band?
Oh, she loves CCR.
Oh, so she's banged to them.
Probably.
Think about that.
I'd rather not.
Michael, you like my coochie with chocolate?
My cooter.
Like that, the chocolate cooter?
So
better than a Cadbury egg, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah. Easter done come and gone.
So the production says, how was it? He's like, it was okay, but I'm never doing it again. It was okay.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Me either. I'm sorry, y'all. If you're a guy and there's a penis between your legs, you have played with it and you've done it a lot.
And it's healthier for you. Again, hashtag plumbing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
So Angela, we'll do Angela and Skyla next.
Yes, let's talk about Angela and Skyla. So
she's talking about her boobs, y'all. She's still, even though she's still rocking the everything's $1 that fits in the bra.
Yes,
she's still got everything in there.
She's going out with Skyla, y'all, and she's basically saying, they got the test results back. Nothing's wrong with Michael's sperm, so they're shipping that over. And so she's like, Skyla, y'all, we went to the first part where, we can talk about it, but it's good for Angela. I'm glad. She goes in to buy a pair of jeans, and y'all, she's
lost 80 pounds. So
she used to wear a size 22 jeans. Now she wears a size 11. She can't believe she actually fit into them. So that's great. We're super happy for Angela. I'm glad that she's healthier. And also,
I don't know if she's actually healthier. I'm happier that she feels. Here's what I'll say. I'm happier that she feels more at home in her body. She feels happier about her body. I don't know what the status of her health. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure definitely her health has probably improved. I'm sure the smoking probably does not help. I wonder about how much her diet has improved.
I wonder if they have a frequent shopper card at the Classy 5, because we need one.
Is that where they were? The Classy 5?
Yeah, you go, hi, welcome to Classy 5.
Classy 5.
How can we help you today?
You could buy word art at this place, y'all.
Y'all, if you don't think Poodle's going to wear a shirt with leopard print lips with his tongue sticking out on a live show, you're mistaken.
I did enjoy that. Oh my God. Y'all, this my mother would love this show. Mother Poodle's been in her, after she turned 60, leopard print became a substantial part of her wardrobe.
Mama Mar would enjoy it as well. I'm not going to lie. She would.
And she'd think, oh, look, it's leopard. I love it.
Love it. Wow. Yeah. Reminds me when I was a tigress.
So she's really feeling herself, and she's telling Skyla, she's like,
I'll buy you a blouse, Skyla, if you give me an egg.
Well, she didn't say that, but she said, I'll buy you an outfit, Skyla, if you go with me. And she's like, I ain't giving you an egg, mama. And she said, if you just have to go to the clinic with me, so I can finally shut Michael up about having a baby. And I went, wow, that's really sad. Because that means instead of actually explaining to him, I understand why she's doing it, but it was phrasing it in that way of, I'm going to really show Michael, someone who I love, that his dream is done of being a father.
Exactly. Because y'all, Michael ended his segment. He said, nothing will stop me from trying to be a father. That's the most important thing to him. And the fact that she has, you're right, she has done some stuff, but it really is, I really look at it, I went, wow, she just dangled that in front of him for him to marry her and totally led him on. Agreed. She led him on to think, because I don't know if Michael's not that intelligent or if he just doesn't know anything about fertility, but she led him on to think that she could possibly carry a child. Y'all, there's no way she can carry a child. She's too old, and previously she's been too unhealthy to do this.
She's 54.
It would not be safe for her to carry a child. And guess what? That's what we're going to find out next week.
Yep.
But yet she's just like, I just need to shut him up. And I went, wow, you totally snow jobbed him.
Yeah, it really hurt. And she's been saying for so long that Michael's been using her to get to America. You're using Michael.
You're
conning Michael.
Yep.
Yeah. That's gross. So, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and you know what she's going to say? Even if they bring up the fact of Michael said, well, what if we get a donor egg and have somebody else carry the baby? Angela's going to come back and say, I'm not raising someone else's kid. It's got to be my blood.
Yep.
That's going to be her out. Because she knows Skyla or Scotty, who I think is out of prison, but they won't put her on the show ever.
No.
Because of her criminal past.
No.
But she's out of prison now, I think.
I think I heard that, but I don't know.
She knows that neither of them will ever give her an egg.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's actually we can laugh a little bit because Angela has good dialogue sometimes, and she tries to make good jokes. But this story is just infinitely sad.
It's very sad.
I think that's it for them.
That is it.
Excuse me.
Boom. I didn't know if you queefed, burped, if someone just popped inside you and you went, whoa. Jimmy, I didn't see you down there.
So we should move on to the tears of Kalani, but should we take a quick commercial break before we do such things?
And now, tears of Kalani. This episode's called Christmas, You Expensive.
That's the first live thing. You can see me playing piano.
Yeah, because your new setup. Because you
yes, with the piano behind me.
And then you realized I was right and you finally did it.
Not familiar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Asuelu and Kalani. The tears of Kalani.
Y'all, Asuelu, he comes over with his family, and Kalani's kind of like,
time is here.
Nah, you can't ruin that song with this.
Time to drink more beer.
No.
I want money.
I want money. Oh, man. Y'all, Kalani basically she is looking forward to this. Poodle, what is the dread you look forward to things like this like Kalani does?
Kalani's looking forward to this like a colonoscopy.
Yes.
Or possibly your tax audit.
Yes, or a birthday dinner at Olive Garden because you know you're going to eat too many breadsticks and feel disgusting afterwards.
It's good though.
But you feel so gross.
I don't know. I still love Olive Garden.
Y'all, so Asuelu is coming up. Kalani says, I feel like Satan is
on my doorstep.
Satan's on my doorstep. Y'all, they come in, everybody's hugging, and Kalani's like, this is stupid. It's not going to go well.
It's money bags. But when she tries to be nice,
she goes up high. Yeah.
Hi, Kalani.
And Tammy's like, how much is your house cost?
Tammy's just like, how much is this house?
How much is this house?
How much for the awning?
Must be expensive. It's so big.
Now, I think
Tammy molding. That's expensive.
I think Tammy is confused because does she not realize that is Kalani's parents' house that they are living in?
Don't they live with Kalani? Or did they? I forgot.
Yes.
Did they move out?
No, this is their house.
It is a different home, though, than where she lived. Maybe they moved out.
Did they? No. Maybe?
I think maybe they moved out. But it's like
maybe they did.
It's a rent house. Yeah, remember? Because she wanted to buy so I think they do live in their own house now.
Maybe.
But still, it's a rent house. It's not
a rent house. They don't own it. But she's like, oh, how much did this cost? Y'all, if
Yeah.
you've got that bitchy relative who just walks in, oh, isn't this nice? This must have cost a lot of money. Oh,
Don't invite them to things if you don't have to.
No,
don't.
no, thank you.
Just don't.
So basically, and Tammy says this, and
She even says to the mom, she's like, Mom, this house is nice, huh?
And Moneybag's like, I want you to be a good girl.
I just
Be
saying,
a good
Mom,
girl,
nice house.
Tammy.
It's a nice house, Mom. Just saying.
And so Kalani, Lisa, and Lo show up, and
Lo.
So already you're like, yo, this is shaping up to be fucking celebrity deathmatch.
It's not going to be good.
So
it is like celebrity. In this corner, we have a really angry Madonna.
Exactly.
And the next corner is that rapper who said things about AIDS that she's going to destroy online.
So, oh wow, wasn't that nuts?
Y'all, Madonna,
about DaBaby.
I don't care what the fuck you say about Madonna. If you're a gay man on this planet,
she's been your advocate.
She's been your advocate, and you better fucking love her.
Attention must be paid.
And attention must be paid. Agreed. God bless her.
So,
I'm just sitting up here like it's my throne.
More like
feeling, this iced tea kicked in, and I'm feeling sexual.
No,
ooh! Look, you have your creamy shoulder. I'm showing my shapely legs, my shapely gams.
Stop it!
This is getting weird. Sorry, intimate portraiters.
I'm gonna pull out my nipple one day.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
So they're about to pray. And he said, Mom, would you ask the blessing? And I don't know if it's Lisa or someone says, don't ask your mother to ask the blessing, Asuelu. You do it.
Guess it's a guess. That's a thing. When people are visiting, often they do the blessing in our house. So I guess, though, they don't do that. So.
But y'all, these are my favorite kind of Father Ouija's prayers. That is a passive-aggressive command to everyone at the table about what to do.
These are the kind your dad did things.
Oh, this is textbook Father Poodle. Here's what a Father Ouija's prayer would be like at my friend Father. It is so we come to you and friend. We're so glad that Jake is here and help us to remember the true spirit of Christmas and to really enjoy spending time with each other and not fighting with one another. I love Mother Poodle so much, and hopefully she will realize that I'm just wanting the best for her when I'm talking about things about her health or her defensiveness. And help us, Father Friend, to love Brother Poodle's wife as much as we love our own children, and to leave enmities behind. In your name, we pray. Amen, friend.
Is your father all the time trying to get your mom to be nicer to your daughter-in-law?
Oh, yeah. But he talks shit about her, too. That's the thing. But y'all, the most passive-aggressive things comes out of my father's mouth in prayer.
And your mom ever said anything?
God is just sitting there like, bitch, why don't you actually speak with your heart? My mother would go, just sitting over there and go, I can't believe you said that. Don't pray for things like that.
Well, Asuelu, he does. He's like,
let us remember the spirit of Christmas, Father Ouija's.
And make sure that we all have the spirit so we can face everything. And Lisa says, that was a nice prayer, honey. And y'all, they're eating and it's quiet. Nothing to, and finally, Papa Lowe's kind of like, when do you go back to Samoa? Y'all, they're making all this small talk. They're saying this. We do find out that Asuelu's mom,
she weaves mats.
She's like, I get up at 4 a.m. and then at 6 o'clock, I play the bingo
time. I like bingo. I can win money because it's what I want.
Y'all, she's betting that money her kids give her on fucking bingo.
That's what I thought.
She wants them to take money out of their kids' mouth to give her money to play bingo.
And I totally believe that she gives it to all the church. And so we're going to talk about this in a minute. So
okay, this was really Okay, so yeah, it's all great. It's all great. And Tammy even kind of does a dig like, Asuelu says, Tammy, are you going to stay too? And she said, are you going to pay for my ticket?
Well, I like it when she's like, so Tammy, are you ever you're just going to stay here forever?
Exactly. And finally, Asuelu's mom says,
Hold on. It gets really quiet. It's like,
enough of this, yeah.
And I was like, you almost saw her kind of look around and scope, and she's like, okay, it's time. And she goes, well, I'm growing older now. I need money when I go back to Samoa. And I went, okay, shit just got real. And it's like, you look around the table and it's like, and Kalani's face goes.
And I have to say, Kalani is actually,
she's like,
really holding it together pretty well. And she says, it's like God's only going to bless them if you give them money. Because
she said, God will bless you. God will bless you when you give me money. This is that prosperity gospel shit. That, in other words, if you give money to someone, quote unquote, less fortunate than you, you will prosper. But a lot of bigger churches, like I'll get in trouble, but it's because he's not fully prosperity gospel, but like Joel Osteen and his ilk.
Oh my God, there's like 5 miles down the way. I just saw a commercial for him the other day.
It's all things, and I don't know if he's exclusively that, but there's a lot of prosperity gospel stuff that's saying the more money you give to church, the more you will get. So there's this kind of selfishness involved, and even the Bible.
And that goes.
Jesus says,
that goes back to every religion. The Catholic Church did it. Yeah. So just so like you're talking about Joel, but y'all, this is just
Christianity and Catholic. Yeah. They're the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But what we're saying is,
not in Lone Grove, Oklahoma. Everybody told me
the Catholic Church sold indulgences. Yeah, it's like you buy. But the idea of it is a very, especially in evangelical Protestantism, of you give because it will come back to you. And Jesus basically said, give and don't. It's almost like saying don't pray in public, that Jesus often said, because you don't want to announce everyone. Also, don't announce your giving. Give like you wouldn't want people to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's very convenient how, especially prosperity gospel stuff says, just give and it'll come back to you. That whole idea. And so y'all, Moneybags is totally into it.
Totally into it because because I'm sure King James wasn't thinking about the crown's money when he
not at all when he those were the exact words Jesus spoke.
Yeah, exactly.
So Asuelu says, well, I think we can send you a little amount. And she goes,
little by little.
And Moneybags goes, little. with such just rancor in her voice.
And she said, Kalani says, if we give money for you, we want you to have it. And Tammy
this is reasonable.
She said, it's not for us to question what our parents do with money. It is not for us to. And Asuelu says, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you didn't question what your parents did with money, where would you be?
Exactly. And also, exactly. And Asuelu says something that was really gut-wrenching. He says, well, Mom, you want me to send you money, but my kids will be starving. And also, when growing up, I saw you gave so much money to the church. Other people were eating well, and we went hungry. And he said, no.
And they were eating taro.
That's crossed the line.
Yep.
And y'all,
I love this.
When Asuelu said, no, that's crossed the line, my dick moved.
This is the most progress he's made. We're going to see next week.
He takes a step back a little bit, but he has made a lot of progress. And so
Tammy's saying things like, he has money. I know you have money. I can smell your money.
I smell it. When are you going to help her? And Kalani's like, I'm so upset. And Asuelu says, you know what? it's the Christmas holidays. We should have fun. We should play White Elephant.
Let's play White Elephant.
And Mom says,
where is an elephant? Can I sell it for money?
For money?
It's what I want.
So, y'all, they end up playing this way. And Asuelu comes in with this Santa hat. He looks ridiculous and fun. He ends up buying all these gifts. And it's a kind of fun, like, white elephant gifts you buy. It's great. You buy fart spray. Yeah. You buy those little Tic Tac. Y'all, it's everything you get from Spencer's. It's everything for Spencer's.
It is. He bought out Spencer's. Y'all come at us if there's a Spencer's in your local mall that hasn't went belly up.
People have before. I love Spencer's. They should be a sponsor of our live shows. Reality Gaze presented by Spencer's.
Presented by Spencer's. If everybody looks if you look under your seat, there's a whoopee cushion.
There's a whoopee. There's Tic Tacs.
You sat on one.
There's Tic Tacs that we say will give you a boner, but they won't.
They just turn your mouth blue.
Yes. That really, and I think they sell sexual stuff now too.
They do, dildos.
Spencer's Gifts is kind of the perfect partner for us.
They are. I don't think they're as powerful in the market as they used to be.
Sure.
So they're giving them things, and they're all kind of laughing a little bit. And at one point, Kalani's like, "Yeah, everyone got excited when Tammy and his mom got really excited when they realized they were going to get gifts."
Yeah, they didn't say anything, and so we kind of thought this is going well. And then Asuelu, this was a shocker, y'all, because we saw the previews. I just thought Tammy and them were going to make this a shit show, but it's Asuelu who totally shits the bed here, and he says, "I want to give my wife a present." And in front of everyone,
he gives her terrible.
He gives her a pink, because he wants a girl, a pink baby blanket.
And I wrote down, good God. Imagine doing this in front of your husband's in-laws and your parents or your husband's parents.
I hated this because they've been doing so well. And this was just like, I was watching this just going, Offie.
Yeah,
Offie. Yes, they just took like 4 steps back because.
Agreed.
Y'all, and Kalani is just like, she said, babe, we talked about this. I'm not ready to have kids right now. This is a private conversation. I don't know why we're having this publicly. And then Kalani kind of like, you can tell that she's just over processing and stops and doesn't know what to say. And thankfully, Kalani jumps in because Tammy and Moneybags are going in.
Tammy says, well, why are you so upset, Kalani? And Moneybags is like, you should do what I had 9 children. You should do that for your husband.
The Samoan wife listens to her husband.
They listen to their husband.
And the mom says, if you don't agree with what my son said, because Kalani says she's like, I want to say a lot, but I'm not. Kalani's saying, well, it's her body. And Tammy said, I don't know why. And Tammy says, I don't know why she's talking. We're not talking to her. And Kalani's like, well, but I'm doing what you're doing. No, that is not the same. I smell money?
And then Moneybags says, I think you go back to Samoa, find a better wife.
There's women in Samoa that will.
Lots of women in Samoa. And Asuelu says, stop it right now.
He's like,
why would you say that?
He says, that's ridiculous. He said, you are not using good behavior. You are not using good behavior.
And she goes, stop, Moneybags, stop. If you are not agreeing with what I'm saying, shut up.
And Asuelu yells back at her and he said, no. And Kalani just stands up. She's like, I think we're done yelling. Or no, she said, I think we're done yelling for now. And she says,
this is an attempt at conflict resolution.
And Tammy's like, no, we are talking to our family. And she said, he is my family now. I can take up for him, which was really sweet. And Asuelu's kind of like break. And Tammy stands up and she starts to go, y'all. Asuelu grabs Tammy,
body checks her,
picks her up, and throws her outside. And then
and takes Moneybags too.
He throws his mother out of the house.
Don't touch us! Don't touch us! Don't even touch us! Oh, money! I'm being vanquished. No, I just wanted money. Oh, I'll get you for this, Asuelu. Bye, son.
she said, she just ended it. She was like,
we don't like you anymore.
We don't like you anymore.
Wow.
Kalani is crying, and
of course, she's just silently
the
crying.
tears of Kalani. And we see next week that I think maybe he's just saying we should move back to Samoa as a joke. I hope the Afi comes back next week because we really had so much hope for this couple, and I need them to end this season of I'm invested in a Kalani and Asuelu, and I need them to work out.
I think she's not. Sadly, I don't think she's done with him yet.
I think they could possibly be good together. I don't think that they're a mismatch anymore. He took steps back, but we have to say he has grown so much this I almost said semester.
This has been totally, especially from last Happily Ever After.
So much.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's over with the worst Christmas pageant ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever read that book or see that play, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever? Never mind.
Not familiar.
Sometimes it's like when I
have heard of it.
I've just given up on most movies for you.
I have heard of it,
references.
but I never have seen it or anything.
God. Let's talk about y'all.
I think my heart's beating fast. I think I drank too much iced tea.
Wow. We'll have your own home health minute for you.
No, we don't need that.
Y'all, we're gonna do one final couple today, and that is Brendan and Julia.
Y'all,
or as Mary Payne. I did a guest spot with Mary Payne. Y'all listen to Pink Shade. You can hear me talking about Happily Ever After last week.
I think Cray did a guest with her too.
Yeah. So Erin's taking some time off, and so Mary Payne's just being the slut of the 90-day universe. She's taking all comers over there.
She is just the whole defensive line, y'all. And
she's not a whore.
She's not a whore. Just the defense and a couple of referees.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. We did a really good, fun Mike and Natalie reenactment. So y'all listen to us. But I was going to say Mary Payne calls them Brulia. Brandon and Julia.
Oh, Brulia. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I call them boring. I'm so done with this couple. And it's not like I hate them. I'm just like,
I don't think we've had a more uneventful season.
Yeah, it's so uneventful.
Happily Ever After in a while, unless you have to go all the way back to Russ and Pow's seasons.
For them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because other things are really...
Yeah. I mean, you could say what you want to about Libby and Andre, that the drama is a lot of times fake, but at least shit happens.
That this season, this episode was great. Like stuff started to move, and I was like, gunk.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, Discovery Plus is going to do, they're going to do a show called Flip or Fight. Are they going to flip a house or are they going to fight?
I have a scoop on that for you, and it came from Linda. Linda says it's in production.
Melanated Way?
I was
right. I was right.
I give you kudos when you're right. That's a spoiler from Linda from the Night and Melanated Way, you guys. There's supposedly I think they're in pre-production, but and I think it's going to be a Discovery Plus show.
And it's going to be a show of the families competing against one another.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Matt Sharp, I can be a producer. You can too. Fucking call us. We'll make you money, bitch.
I know. God,
we know what these thirsty dick pigs want because we are them.
Anything we like, y'all are going to like it.
Y'all like too. So come on.
The more disgusting, the better. Like you fuckers like an Extreme Sisters. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So okay, let's move on to Brulia. I love that.
Brulia.
Brandon and Julia. Y'all, they're grocery shopping.
God, this is the most interesting part of their story is grocery shopping.
They're grocery shopping because they're going to have friends over tonight because it's a housewarming party.
They're going to have over AJ, TJ, GJ, BJ,
Peach J,
and Melanie J.
Melanie J.
All of them. All
And
the
so,
J's.
and so I'm so over them. I really want to say, y'all, they end up having a party and Julia gets jealous and leaves the room. That's it. The show's over, but we can't.
Well,
Let's jump
there's a
into it.
little bit, y'all. This is definitely a house that there's going to be word art in.
Oh, yeah.
That they bought a lot of just like cheap shit at Home Goods and decided
Home
to put
goods
it
are like
put it.
bad Hobby Lobby sell items.
Ugh.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, I saw fake vines and I was like, oh no.
This is not going to look good. If
Yeah,
this is either
'cause
shit
he's
Betty
basic.
told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still wonder if they took that coin jar for the Lamborghini. Don't see it.
So AJ, we do meet AJ, and we haven't seen him before. But he's the person who
He's cute.
Facilitated. I thought the same thing. His hair's bad, though. But you know why? You know why we think he's cute? He's a country boy that we both would have drank with, and we would have probably fallen in love with him.
He has big sperm-filled balls, y'all.
Yeah, he's got a nice penis too.
Just kind of just slap your mouth on. It's like he puts them on your open mouth, and it sounds like bongos playing. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. That sounded really good.
Some of the ASMR people just freaked out about that.
Babaloo.
Balls.
I just made a Desi Arnaz joke. Wow, we're old.
Yeah, we're old. You know, but if you don't know I Love Lucy, we watched it from reruns on local channels. That's where I saw it.
Oh, yes.
Or did you see it on Nick at I never had Nick at Night, but I Love Lucy, where I grew up, was always on reruns on local channels.
Local channels and Nick at Night. And then I got really invested in some made-for-television movies, the Lucy and Desi story. I feel like I always bring up these. I see you love Lifetime movies, and I feel like I'm always bringing up like the movie of the weeks, and I feel like you never watched any of those. And I watched all of them with my mother.
I guess I wasn't home as much as you were on Saturday nights. Oh,
it was Sunday nights normally,
Sunday nights.
And that was a read.
I think I was doing my homework, or Sunday nights were for.
It was Sunday or Monday nights usually.
It was dramas, or
they moved them to Sunday nights when Murder, She Wrote moved to Monday. I know too much about this.
we need to move on. I'm uncomfortable. So anyway, she likes AJ because she feels like he's loyal.
Yeah.
And she's such a child. She really is.
She is a child.
And
she's 27, but she's fucking
14. Yeah. So anyway, she's his friend Melanie, who she's already treated like garbage.
Yes.
Even though Melanie said, I think some people from here, from like the Russian and the states like that, are here to get a green card.
Well, Melanie, was a total B to her, totally.
So anyway, she's basically saying, Melanie's like, here, I got you a housewarming, like Russia, like Julia's a Russian bear.
Boy, it's such a young thing too. Remember when you were in your 20s, you would get somebody a housewarming gift and you would just bring them like a bottle of vodka in a brown bag.
I miss those days.
But
That's
now
what I'd rather have.
Well, now somebody will give you a gift, but at least they put it like in a nice little bag or like with the card. That's like part of in your I think when you're in your 30s, you start buying cards.
I agree with you. That is when you buy cards.
Mm-hmm.
So and then she says, Melanie says, I'm sorry I intimidated you. Again, I don't know if that's the right word choice.
Wasn't a right word choice. Y'all, this was the most non-apology ever.
Yeah,
she basically brought it up just to say, I'm sorry, but, we're just his friends and we have to protect him. And you need to understand that.
Another. You
should understand that. I know you probably don't because you're an immigrant, but you should understand that. I got to protect him.
They look around.
I don't like her. She's uppity.
Julia kind of looks around and goes, it's terrible here. And we knew Julia would say something like that because now that she's out of, Julia thinks things happen magically in America
Boy,
or wherever. Or
I think she watched Bewitched and she thinks that's what it happens.
And so anyway, she says, I want to buy pole for dancing.
Pole for dancing and then bed for baby. So she literally wants to be a stripper and have a child. Like,
because I think she thinks it's cute. She sees these things that women do in a life, and she wants kind of all of them now.
Y'all, Pinterest is the worst thing for Julia ever.
Oh my God. She's
gets
on there. And says,
I want all of this. I want
all of this.
And why don't we have this?
I want a Pinterest. Pinterest, tell me live.
She's just...
It's pretty awful. And then the friends are like, why are you talking about a baby right now?
And they're like, and AJ says, babies are a big deal. They are a lot. And Brandon, this is to Brandon's defense. He said, why is she bringing up these things in front of my friends again? And Julie says, I say these things and everyone like an angry cat.
Again, I think she thinks it's cute, and she's got this kind of bluntness that she's like, yes, I'll do what I want. I'll convince him and blah. But I think we know when she's funny and she's not being funny. It's this weird disconnect between
disconnect. Yes.
It's almost like the life that she's wanting to lead, and why can't it be simultaneous with the life she's living now?
Yes, it's like, but she doesn't want to put in the time. It's all immediate. You're right. It's immediate. It's like the job at the Crunch gym with the. She thinks I can go and just dance, and then I can do this. Right. Well, I don't need training. I'm not going to work hard for this. I'm just going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So later on, she says, and I wrote down, this is not the time and not a place where you're surrounded by bags of chips and $2 Chuck to talk about family planning.
And Melanie even says, golly, I just want to say, this is my favorite chair I've ever podcasted. It's so comfortable. But anyway, I might have to call the Hilton and ask them where they get the furniture.
You know, I have a problem with the color of the chair up against the curtains.
I don't give a shit.
It looks like rivers of beige.
Oh, well, that's just a hotel. You should see the wall art here. It would bother you so much. Like, it doesn't even make
all
sense.
Hotel art is garbage.
So, but Melanie's like, maybe you need more time. And Julie's like, nope, I'm ready for baby.
I'm ready for baby now.
She's like, yeah, but once you do everything you want is going to go out the window. And Melanie says something which we've been saying all along, and she read her for filth, and she said, maybe you should just stop and enjoy things for a minute. But Julia can't do that because her anxiety is so high. Yep. She has to be working on the next thing and has to have excitement for the next best thing. And Julia just says, Melanie, stop talking.
That's also going to be on the next pillow line.
Next pillow.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. And so, but Brandon, the whole thing, y'all, they have never talked, at least the way Brandon's talked about this, they've never deeply talked about kids. He doesn't want kids. And so he said,
he doesn't want kids right now.
And he said, I'm stern on that.
Mm-hmm.
And Julia's like, I know what I'm doing. And then they kind of go into this. They realize the producers are like, wait a minute. This could become a plot point because we don't know what to do with you. Julia, you need to say, maybe you rushed into this. And Brandon, you need to say, maybe we got married too quick and we don't have each other figured out. And then it's going to be like you're not going to be together. But what people don't realize is when you go to bed at night, she's going to do freaky deaky shit on your dick and you're going to be in love with her again.
You're going to be fine. Because you know why, y'all? Brandon's not that deep. He's not that deep. So don't expect some kind of dark night of the soul. Neither is Julia.
Julia is deeper than him, I think.
I agree with that. Well, she knows what she wants. And I want a textbook American life with sparklers. I want to say one thing that we said last week. And he said,
How do you remember last week? God.
So she said, she's like, I thought moving away from farm would solve everything. She's like, but now my problem used to be Betty, and now my problem is Brandon. And we said she doesn't realize It's not Brandon. Betty wasn't the problem. Brandon is Betty. So
Brandon is Betty. Y'all,
Brandon
Julia's
has always been the
because
problem.
Julia's never happy.
Yeah.
Because Julie is like fucking Russian Dorothy from in a very weird, fucked up version, sad version of Wizard of Oz.
Of Return to Oz. She's more Fairuza Balk.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was Fairuza Balk in Return to Oz, who ended up being in The Craft.
Yes. Everyone just made that jump before you, but I'm glad that it took
wow.
a while.
I never saw Return to Oz. It looked weird and it didn't seem faithful.
It was so weird and good. It was terrifying. Good is an interesting word.
I just think I didn't like him making fun of my Cowardly Lion. I don't know. He wasn't even in it, I don't think. What was the point?
Why do you take ownership over the Cowardly Lion?
I took ownership of the Wizard of Oz. I look back, I didn't even know at the time, but I think the Wizard of Oz, we had it on tape, and that probably is the movie I watched the most as a kid.
I watched it a lot.
Isn't that weird how, like, as queer kids, we were just attracted to that? Like how go ahead.
They would run it on television a lot too.
They would, but there was. I
think we had it on video too.
We that
and Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer.
Yeah, I missed that one. Poor brother Poodle was like, well,
do we have to watch?
Jake, do I have to watch this again?
Yes.
It's like when I made my best friend Sean Farrell play Batwoman. He wanted to play Batman, and I said, "I am Wonder Woman. You are Batwoman." And you know what? He did it because he was my best friend, and he's still one of my friends today. What a kind
person.
But I was watching. I follow Alec Mappa on Instagram, and he posted a post, and he said, "God, and we wonder why we love this show so much." She's describing us, and it's a video clip. I mentioned Bewitched earlier. I guess that's why it was on my mind. Of when Endora, it's describing how special and wonderful witches are. Mm-hmm. And it's such an allegory for queer people in that show. And
I love that show.
It's just, but see, it's a thing that so many queer people are attracted to. So y'all watch The Wizard of Oz and just feel gay.
I don't know how Bewitched got in there, but
that's the show.
That's the show, y'all.
That is the show,
Loud.
Y'all. This was so happy to actually have a good conversation about this show where things happen.
This was a good episode. Things happened to this episode.
And I am pissed at Jovi.
Yeah, I was wondering when we were going to see. We were going to see like regular vacation Jovi.
Y'all, because a Dalmatian can't change his spots.
A duck-mouthed party boy can't reform.
No, a zebra can't change his stripes.
How many more metaphors can we do?
So, y'all, we're gonna be talking about Jovi, Child, and Yara. We're gonna be talking about Mike and Natalie.
The big
and Juliana. We'll be talking about her, and also Lib Andre, and then
who was
Tiffany
shirtless.
And Ronald, which was, oh my God, I just want to bite on his nipples.
I want to
eat
his
just
nipples.
So meaty.
Oh
and
my God,
I would eat
like
them
pepperoni nipples.
Oh yes, I like jalapeno.
No, I want pizza.
Jalapeno poppers from Sonic. Anyway, y'all. That's the show. You can go to realitygazepodcast.com where you can find out all of our other show information. You can find us on Instagram, Reality Gaze Podcast, Twitter, Reality Gaze Pod. Come at us on Cameo. We're doing some cameos and stuff. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars. We appreciate it so much. It helps us get the show out there. And just if you enjoy this episode or if you like our memes on Instagram, y'all, we haven't asked this in a while, but it really means a lot. Y'all, those memes that you see on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast, all you have to do is press that little like envelope paper airplane button and you can share that to your own story.
That'd be great.
If you could do that, if you're so inclined, because not because you feel like you have to, but if you're like, this made me laugh today and just took my mind off shit, I'm going to share this and maybe other people will laugh too. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, because we hear every day, you guys, about it's not the easiest time in the world right now, as some of you may be aware. And people say, thank you for just allowing me to laugh. And if just sending a laugh to someone, someone said something the other day. It's like, remember that you don't have to change the world. Just change one person's perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I got a little teary.
Anyway, y'all, so we appreciate those. We're here for you. We know y'all are here for us because, again, I had a pretty shit last 2.5 days, to be honest. And again, after doing this podcast, I feel so much more lighter and relaxed and calmer because I love just having these moments with this bitch in front of me and the rest of you. So I hope you enjoyed the show.
You're okay.
Poodle, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you've ever wanted to tell someone, stop talking. Stop talking. Call us.